Making movies is hard.
As someone who played with Barbies,
Here we celebrate.
it's one of the best action sequences ever recorded. Turn the sound up, just blast the hair right off your nuts.
Okay, today is Creator Day.
Uh-huh.
The Creator Day.
The Creator.
How long were you watching the film before you knew who the creator was?
Pretty early, but I don't think as early as like smart people. Because we've talked about this before, and I am a pretty dumb movie watcher. And I'd say, you know how there were different acts or whatever? And
Yeah.
the first act was called like The Father, maybe?
Yes.
And the second act was called The Mother?
Was the first act called The Father?
I believe so. And
Okay.
I think the second act was called something, and I was like,
The Friend?
oh my god, he's probably the
Spoiler.
mother. Like I could, yeah. I'm such a
Spoiler at
dummy.
the top.
I know this is unrelated to the movie, but it's genetic because I told you recently for Halloween, I had my daughter watch The Sixth Sense, and it was like so late into the ending, and she was like, "Oh, the wife's been dead the whole time," and I was like, "No, Olivia, you no."
She nailed it.
She
nailed
did
it.
not. Yeah.
For whatever reason, I saw the trailers and stuff, and every time I thought about the creator, I thought they were going after an AI that created more AI.
I thought that as well. Yes. I thought the AI had created a new form of AI
Exactly.
that was this little kid.
I want to start by saying how excited I was to see this film. These are the kind of movies that I want. I can't speak for you, but I feel like you want these kind of movies too.
100%.
We want original sci-fi, action, thriller, adventure film, whatever you want. We want more of them. So
More.
is there? When would you say was the last like big original sci-fi movie that wasn't Avatar?
I made a list of movies this reminded me of. District 9, Cloverfield, Monsters, Chronicle, The Host, and Ex Machina.
Your list is interesting to me because you've rattled off a bunch of films that to me feel so like scary real. It feels scary real though. You look at that world and you say that could be our world. I could see us there. I look at all of the visuals and I believe it. I buy all of it. And it's just funny because he did a couple of the films on that. And Ex Machina certainly feels that way. It's very gritty, grounded, and real and terrifying. It's interesting that you pointed out all those movies because they all share that kind of similar, feeling that you get, when you watch it. I just think that's really fascinating.
See, I can't tell you why I grouped all these movies together, but you can. So I appreciate you. Thank you, Dennis. I felt so in touch with nature in this movie. I stayed through the credits like you taught me to, and it was just like bird jungle noises the whole time. And I reflected on the whole movie, like when they're in the grass or anywhere they're at, except in like the dense city. There's always this feeling that like you're in a natural world. Like you feel like you're in Southeast Asia. I assume they filmed a lot of these places in location, but like anytime you were in this bleak universe, it still felt like there was like you were part of the natural world as these AI machines were running around. And I thought that was really cool. And didn't realize until after the credits, to tell you the truth, when I was sitting there being like, am I sitting near a stream in Burma right now? Like, what's going on? And I realized the whole time I was kind of connected to the outdoors.
What Gareth Edwards seems to bring to the table in all of his movies is he really does a great job at making you feel the world. It's an incredible talent that he has. And it's cool that you appreciate that because I think more people need to appreciate when that's done well.
What else would you add to that?
I mean, Blade Runner 2049 I had a similar experience in terms of like the world and feeling like I was really there through its use of visuals and sound. I mean, I think Blade Runner 2049 has one of the best sound experiences, of any film ever. Like the budget on this movie is nothing compared to some of the most recent blockbusters, right? What they pulled off with a limited budget is incredible.
This is the best use of a Radiohead song in a mic drop in cinema history. Better than Vanilla Sky, even with the same song. Boom! Better than a Tom Cruise movie. I can't believe I'm saying this. And I love that scene in Vanilla Sky. It's so iconic and amazing. And granted, I've seen that 20 times. I've only seen this once. But man, when that Radiohead song comes on and they are cruising in the helicopter towards their destination, I was like, oh,
Tom Cruise.
like so good.
Standout moment. That was his Aliens moment, right? The gearing
Yeah.
up in Aliens when they're getting ready and coming down.
And it was to Radiohead. You know, my wife always makes fun of me. She does not like Radiohead. She's
Nah,
the worst.
it was genius. It's fun to use music in unexpected ways. When you see a scene like that, I always wonder if they edited to that song, you know, in the edit and got excited by it and then decided to go forward with that, or if that was always the intention.
I just feel like a more up-tempo song is perfect for those kind of scenes, and the fact that he subverted our expectations by using this Radiohead song, which tends to be a little more melodramatic and drawn out and
Very cool.
not as tonally intricate, was amazing.
Other-
Do you have a hot take? Wait, do you have a hot take?
I do have a hot take.
Lay it on me.
This is a new segment. It's going to be
Okay.
it's an appreciation for something about a character. So it's not just the character. It has to be something about that character that you just want to give a shout out to.
Like
Just
characteristic?
And I got to say that one guy, the general's voice is like
Is incredible.
out of control good. Like
I want him to read me bedtime stories. It is so. Who is that guy?
That
He's
guy-
incredible.
unreal, that voice. Unreal. Let's look it up right now. General Andrews, Ralph Ineson. Oh, he was in The Witch,
Of course, he was in The Witch.
in The Green Knight.
Was he the Green Knight?
It says Green Knight. He was the Green Knight.
I just called it. Yeah, I just called it.
In the trailer, I heard his voice during the one moment in that first trailer, and man, I got the chills hardcore.
Yeah,
So I was
goosebumps.
really looking forward to him in this, and he did not disappoint. So big shout out to him.
And who was the
Ralph
lead?
Ineson.
The young lead was just incredible.
She was played by Madeline Voiles.
I thought she had an infectious smile, and she did a great job of portraying childhood innocence while still being a little robotic. I mean, any kid could be cute, but she still kind of had something a little off about her, and it's because she was a machine.
Totally. It definitely goes down in the books as one of the best machine performances or mix of performances.
There's only one. Your list is one person. It's the Governator. I mean, come on.
No, he's great, but I'm talking about like now post 2000, like we've had a lot of movies of people playing AI, like synthetics, right? Like
Okay.
you got like the Westworld TV show where all these actors are doing it at a really kind of
okay.
amazing level. But think about Ex Machina. Fassbender
Yeah.
was incredible as well.
Oh my God.
And
Yeah.
the two Prometheus and Alien Covenant. Oh,
What was your favorite? This movie felt like a series of vignettes. I described it to my brother as kind of like a trailer. It felt like a long trailer. What was your favorite segment?
can I just shout out one more person?
Yes, please do.
Allison Janney.
Oh my God, it was incredible.
Just coming out of nowhere and trying something new. I
Yeah.
didn't read a big article about it, but I thought I read somewhere that she said she had a lot of fun playing this because it was just kind of different from roles that we're used to seeing her play. So I just want to say,
You know, I know her from very different types of roles, and to see her in a role like this was awesome.
I love the opening. I just thought that really set a tone.
Uh-huh.
When they're moving in, when the segment we just talked about got me, hit
Yeah.
me, baby.
My favorite was when it's like the morning after when he wakes up and he's taking Alfie and he finds like an old abandoned barn or whatever.
Yeah,
And basically they're talking and they end up getting in the Jeep and escaping. You think the dog's going to blow up and it actually blows up all the soldiers.
I know.
I was almost like, no, movie,
Don't
I'm
do
about
it.
to walk
Don't
out.
do
Don't
it.
do it. And it didn't do it. And it was incredible. And it was great because it was robots, so you loved watching them blow up. But
Totally.
it was like a 5 or 10 minute scene that was my personal favorite. There was tension, there was character development, there was some action. Loved it.
Do you feel like when you watch a movie like this with a lead character like Madeline's character, Alfie, do you feel a different kind of connection because of where you're at with life, would you say?
No, but it brought up in making my top 10. I'm just going to segue into my top 10.
Sure.
Because what it brought up for me is this particular type of movie that I love, which is the surrogate parent movie. And the reason I don't feel that way as a parent anymore is because now I'm an actual parent. But these are the type of movies that I have always loved, but that hit me a little different way. And that is the type of movie where it's a hesitant parent figure comes into the life of a child and they go on some kind of adventure. I assume, have you seen the Lone Wolf and Cub movies?
No.
Okay, so these are older black and white films. I don't know how many they made, but they go on all these adventures, and it's always... These movies are always characterized as a grumpy, kind of downtrodden... is it protagonist? Anti-hero who has to begrudgingly take on a child sidekick and go on an adventure. Typically, they're trying to save the child or deliver them somewhere, but they don't want to. Right. And they do, and of course they form a bond and they learn from each other, and typically the older person gets healed and the younger child learns to love it. They've always got the same tropes. So these are the top 10 surrogate parent movies.
Slop 10, baby.
Slop 10. So number 10, Man on Fire.
Oh, wow.
So good. So good. Now,
that's at number 10?
That's at number 10. All I had to do was say the title, and you're like, I know exactly the type of movie you're talking about.
Can I just say that Man on Fire
is so good?
Has my favorite character development between two characters ever for me.
That's how all these movies are. Okay, you might not agree. You might have put this one at Man on Fire at 9. Yeah, well, number 9... Maybe you haven't seen it. Is Last Action Hero.
Okay, I get that. I haven't seen it
Arnold
in a while.
Schwarzenegger. Yeah, he actually, this isn't his only movie on the list. Okay, number 8. This is a killer. Raising Arizona. Nick Cage classic. Now, the baby doesn't grow very much as a character. This is more about Nick Cage, but this is an incredible film.
Okay, all right.
You don't seem as excited about that. Okay, how about this? Number 7. Little film, best in black and white, called Logan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's good. Yeah.
Surrogate parent. You see what I'm talking about? This is a good genre of movies.
This is a great list.
But it's, again, I got to go back to that previous question you had, which was a good one. These have changed for me because now I'm an actual parent. And so they don't carry the same oomph for me. I think that's the best way to describe it.
Why, though? Because when you watch these movies before, not as a parent, you got excited about being a parent?
Because as a young man, prior to having kids, as someone who maybe had sometimes like fraught relationships with their parents or whatever, was always looking for something more, some kind of adventure or something like that. We don't need to get into my psychology. I'm not sitting on your couch right now.
You could be.
I'm just saying that these really have always packed a punch for me, and they've meant so much. And I love watching both characters grow so much together. And they never get along at first, and they end up loving each other. Often there's a sacrifice by one for the other, and it just means so much. And now as a parent myself, it's hard to describe it, but man, when that baby first goes into your arms, it's just like all those things happen right away. For me, they did. It's just like, there it is.
I got you.
Number 6, Looper, which I think is a fantastic movie, and we should do it again.
What do you mean we should do it again?
Number 5, Mud. Did you see this movie?
Mud's great, yeah.
Mud is so good, and he's kind of a surrogate parent for the two kids. When that kid gets bit by the snake, you just feel him like running.
It's good, I love this movie, and I just have to say, why is Man on Fire 10?
Number 4, subjectively a better movie, sorry, Hunt for the Wilderpeople. Such a good film. I love the little kid. I love Sam Neill. They are this is a pitch perfect movie for that definition I'm looking for.
Hard to argue, yes.
Yep, okay. Now we're getting into top 3. Number 3. The number 3 best surrogate parent movie. Here it is. I'm about to drop a bomb. You can't argue Man on Fire is better than Up.
Oh. Up is great.
Up is so good. He's reluctant. He grows. They grow together.
Is Up your favorite Pixar movie?
No, it's not. Just because I'm old AF, it's always going to be Toy Story. Number 2, Arnie's coming back, baby. T2. T2, the second best surrogate parent movie of all time. They even have a whole 5-minute segment where Linda Hamilton's talking about how he's a father that a human could never be. He'll never hurt him, he'll never yell at him, and all the things they teach each other, the hasta la vista, the end scene, I now know why you cry. It's so stupid on paper, but you watch it, you're like, oh my god, it's so
great.
good.
I'm still swapping 10 with 2 though.
Okay, fine. The number 1 movie, which you cannot swap, because this is the definition of a surrogate parent, badass, thoughtful movie.
Drop the mic, baby. Drop it.
Number 1 movie, The Professional. Leon the Professional. What? That's not your number 1?
I'm pretty sure Natalie Portman just came out recently and said she questions some of the things that happened in that movie. So I haven't seen it in a while, but is there some questionable things going on?
I mean, their entire relationship is questionable, to tell you the truth. It's weird. I would also put Last of Us and Mandalorian on the honorable mentions list, even though they're not.
You said it was film only.
Well, I'm putting them on the honorable God, you shit on me every chance you get. Fine. Honorable mention. Here's a great choice. Children of Men.
Oh.
That's a great surrogate parent, older child in this case. It's
great
a
movie.
Teenager, but really good film.
Talk about relevant to our show today because of the gritty, realistic nature of the world.
Very much so.
Fan question.
Okay. Who's the question from today?
Timmy.
Aw.
This is a good one.
Okay.
This is for you.
Timmy asked of me specifically.
Yeah.
Okay.
He says, George, when you close your eyes,
Uh-huh.
who sounds more like Denzel Washington? John David Washington or Denzel Washington?
I mean, it's John. Wait, what's his name? John David Washington?
Yeah.
Wait, they're not related though, right?
You're kidding.
Are they related? Oh my god. Is that his kid? I didn't even know that.
That's his kid.
It sounds more like Denzel Washington than Denzel does.
Are you serious? You didn't know that?
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
What are we doing next time? Killers of the Flower Moon?
We're going to do Killers of the Flower Moon, and then we're going to have a double kill. It's kill, because it's going to do The Killer and Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh, double
kills, baby. So subscribe, send us your questions. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Posted videos.
We'll see you on the next one.